is Trending News with me, Nancy Nalima. It is important that the media and the country at large pay attention to key electoral processes like voter registration, nomination of candidates, campaign period, polling day activities, counting announcements of results, and electoral dispute resolution. Those are the words of IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati as the countdown to the 2022 polls begin. Here at Look Up TV, we will be keeping you up to date with the campaigns and rising political temperatures in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. I am Nancy Nalima. Let's start the bulletin, but first, the highlights. Ahead on Trending News today, is Kenya ready for the 2022 polls? IEBC requires 40 billion shillings to run the elections, which are exactly 1 year away. Beware of fraudsters, WHO warns Kenyans of COVID-19 compensation lottery scheme. And in the international scene, US offers 4.8 billion reward for the terror suspects of US Embassy 1998 Kenya bombing. The hashtag is Trending News at LookUpTV on Twitter, LookUpTV on Facebook, and the SMS number is 20374. Engage with me. What is happening where you are using the hashtag Trending News? And we begin the bulletin. The World Health Organization has raised concern over individuals who may have defrauded some Kenyans by claiming to offer compensation for their losses and damages caused by the results of the COVID-19. WHO seeks to warn the public that the COVID-19 lottery compensation prize is a scam. Kip Gitonga starts us off.
The World Health Organization says some individuals may have defrauded some Kenyans by claiming to offer compensation for their losses and damages suffered as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. These fraudulent responses falsely allege that the so-called COVID-19 lottery compensation prize is led by the WHO in association with the Internal Monetary Fund and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. The UN agency said, and I quote, WHO seeks to warn the public at large that the COVID-19 lottery compensation prize is a scam being falsely perpetrated in the name of WHO. End of quote. The persons involved would ask for money to process their compensation. However, the only compensation scheme linked to WHO is the COVAX claims for any bodily injury or serious illness caused by the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccine. The WHO said it has never appointed or entered into any contractual relationship with any entity. It's not offering or conducting a lottery prize to compensate individuals whose names or contact details are purposely selected at random for the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. The WHO asked the public to remain vigilant against the fraudulent emails and recommends the use of reliable sources to obtain factual information about the COVID-19 and other health issues. However, Kenyans who have experienced any bodily injury or serious illness caused by the vaccine can apply for compensation through the www.covaxclaims.com website after 30 days of vaccination. The reason for this 30-day waiting period is to allow registered healthcare professionals to determine whether the adverse event which one has suffered is indeed serious, said COVAX. Minor side effects such as pain, headache, or fever cannot be paid for. According to the Pharmacy and Poison Board, 279 people have been reported suffering adverse effects after taking the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine. Patients or their representatives who make claims for the compensation to the COVAX facility are often notified to choose the method of payment they prefer, and the money will be wired within 28 days. Keith Gitonga, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Kit Gitonga, for that report. And moving on, public service vehicles have from today morning been officially allowed to resume carrying passengers at full capacity countrywide. This follows a directive made by the Ministry of Health on Friday last week. The decision was made after reviewing COVID-19 protocols, but worries abound as to whether this was the right decision as the number of COVID-19 cases are on the rise.
It's business as usual today for matatu operators following a directive made last week by the Ministry of Health that now allows matatu operators to resume carrying full capacity. Matatus and buses have been operating at 60% capacity to maintain social distancing that led to a reported 30 billion loss. This comes at a time where the country has reported a rise in COVID cases, and there are looming reports of a fourth wave.
Naona ni mzuri pia wa abiria wetu ambao wengine unakuwa na kazi ngumu sana kuambia wavae mask, lakini unakuta wengine hata hawana mask, inabidi unasimamisha gari wananunua mask. Juu wengine bado abiria pia wanachangia katika hii kutovaa mask.
Jina langu ni Paul Kamau Maina, ni dereva wa magari za namba 2. Na kwa kweli hii kitu imetuadhiri kwa sababu hata sisi kubeba abiria wale tunabeba abiria wadogo, na yenyewe hata wale tunabeba mafuta nayo iko juu. So ile pesa unabeba unakuta unafanya kazi ya bure, una kitu unafanya. Tena ukikutana na kama ni serikali bado tu hata wao wanatudhulumu kwa sababu wanasema tunabeba kupitia. Kusema ukweli, ukibeba kama ni 300 umebeba, ile pesa ukiweka mafuta 200 na baki na 100. So inakuwa kazi ngumu hata kwa wale abiria tunabeba, na uwezi ongezea abiria pesa juu hata wengine hawana, hata wengine wanatembea mguu kwa sababu hawana kitu. So tungeomba hata kama pengine hata wao ni atuangalie, hata sisi sio tukupenda tunapenda kuwabeba hivyo, sio kupenda. Hata wao wako na shida na ni wazazi, mwingine nakuta na kulia hata pengine hana kitu, unambeba hata bure. So ikiwa kama ni wao tuwafanyie, hata wabebe, waseme kama ni abiria tunabeba tuwabebe, wavae mask na tuwabebe vile inastahili, tunaweza shukuru kwa sababu hii ni shida ya kila mtu, sio sisi tuna benefit.
Matatu operators are meant to adhere to the protocols put in place that include ensuring all matatus have sanitizers and that every passenger is screened for body temperature using a contact-free thermometer. No passenger should be allowed on board if their body temperature is above 37.5 degrees Celsius and has other signs of COVID-19, including cough or shortness of breath. Hawking, preaching, or begging in matatus and buses is not allowed. On the other hand, the crew is expected to have 3-ply surgical masks and make constant onboard announcements reminding passengers on the need to uphold precautionary measures and also to ensure that the vehicle is disinfected after every trip. The form of payment in use is mobile money.
Sisi watu wa matatu hatuna mwenyewe. Nika serikali haituonagi sisi kama watu. Kwa sababu ukiangalia utaona wakati tunafanya kazi yetu utapata saa ingine jambo lolote likitokea mahali linatokea wanakujaga kwetu.
Sisi wenyewe tunajua kuna corona. Sisi wenyewe tuko na driver amekuwa Tigoni, hata amereleasiwa jana. Sasa hii tunajua corona iko. Waendelee na wadhiwa siitikie kuingia wakiwa excess. Hii corona tusipochunga itatuua.
Even as public service operators go back to carrying full capacity in face of a COVID spike that is attributed to the more transmissible Delta variant, the question that Kenyans are asking is, are we really safe? Brenda Mwashumbe, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
With 374, talk to me. Have you boarded a PSV vehicle this morning or during the day? Are the COVID-19 protocols being observed? Let me know at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. And moving on, IEBC requires a minimum of 40 billion shillings to conduct the elections, according to IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati. The National Treasury allocated a budget of 26 billion to the IEBC for the 2022 general elections, which, according to the chairman, will leave a deficit of 14.57 billion. Some of the funds are to be used to carry out all the activities in the election operation plan.
IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati has urged the National Treasury to increase the budget allocation set aside for the Commission to conduct the next year general election. The IEBC requires a minimum of 40.9 billion to conduct the elections, yet the Treasury allocated a budget of 26.34 billion, leaving a deficit of 14.57 billion. Speaking on Monday, during a workshop of the Kenya Media Sector Working Group in Mombasa, Chebukati says out of the 40.9 billion, 40.3 1.329 billion will be used to carry out all the activities in the election operation plan. A further estimated 588 million is required for the purpose of procuring items to be used in the COVID-19 prevention protocols, including thermometer guns, sanitizers, and washing points. At the same event, the Kenya Editors Guild announced that the two presidential debates will be held on July 12, 2022 and July 26, 2022 ahead of the August general election. The IEBC is committed to delivering a free, fair, transparent and credible 2022 general elections. Wangari Mwangi, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Wangari Mwangi. And parliamentarians have given the Central Bank of Kenya, CBK, express powers to control the loan rates of digital mobile lenders under a proposed law that will see the regulator control their product, management and information sharing on borrowers, as well as protecting borrowers from the threats regarding the default and asking third parties to enforce repayment. Our reporter Carol Wangari Wanjiru has the report.
As the country continues to grapple with COVID-19 menace, many Kenyans are hard-pressed for cash, especially now when many jobs and businesses have been affected severely by the virus. Thus, many Kenyans resort into borrowing loans in minutes via their mobile phones, a move that has seen thousands of Kenyans into a debt trap. On the proposed law by the Parliamentary Committee on Finance and National Planning of the Central Bank Amendment Bill 2021, which has been tabled before the Parliament for debate and approval before it becomes law, parliamentarians have added a clause that gives the CBK power to price interest rates for digital loans, which seeks to empower the banking regulator and supervise digital lenders for the first time, so as to cap the steep digital lending rates that have plunged many borrowers into a debt trap. According to the CBK, borrowers tapping digital loans from unregulated lenders grew from 200,000 in 2016 to more than 2 million in 2019. The bill comes amid complaints that digital lenders do not provide full information to borrowers on pricing, punishment for defaulters and recovery of unpaid loans, with digital lenders being accused of abusing personal information collected from defaulters to bombard relatives and friends with messages regarding the default and asking third parties to enforce repayment. However, the push to control the activity of digital lenders comes more than a year after Kenya removed the legal cap on commercial lending rates, which was introduced in September 2016. This slowed down private sector credit growth as commercial banks turned their backs on millions of low-income customers, as well as small and medium-sized businesses deemed too risky to lend to. Carol Wangari Wanjiru, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you, Wangari, for that report. And Filamu ya Kimathi says, hi Nalima, I'm watching Trending News in Nairobi. Lamu Aungo says, tuned in, and COVID-19 is real, don't joke. Wanjiru Gosho tuned in from around Amboseli area. Ben Wangai from around Westlands. Keep the comments coming in. What do you think about the exact 1 year to the general elections come 2022? And also, PSVs can now carry to full capacity. Matatus are now full on board. What are your thoughts on the same? Do you think at a time when the COVID-19 is at its peak with a fourth wave on the becoming a big threat? What are your thoughts on the same? Talk to me using the SMS number 20374 at Look Up TV on Twitter, Look Up TV on Facebook. We take a very short break. Don't go too far.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 34, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Faidika Real Estate brings to you Soteria Gardens, Matu, for as little as 75,000 Kenya shillings on cash payments, 99,000 for installments with 40,000 Kenya shillings deposit and balance in 5 months. For more information, visit our office at Thika Town, Grace House, 3rd floor. Feel free to call us on 0724 256 626 or 0710 265 687.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facility. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at the house, our guests will supply of amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Many of your problems, you, and I mean you, must pray for them. It is only in the place of prayer where you establish a relationship between you and God, because there are battles you must fight. Mpendwa, kuna vita zinakugojea upigane, na usipopigana utapigwa. You either fight or you will be fought. Kama unaweza kaa kwa Mungu abadilishe what you think about money. What you think about money is not what the Bible says about money. Wewe hujui hivyo. Kilio kingine unalia hapo. Shida zingine zimekufuata tangia uzaliwe. Ungetafuta dhabihu nzuri, uombe nayo mbele ya Mungu. Hiyo shida ingeenda haraka, ingeenda asubuhi.
Neno la Hekma with Pastor Ruben Thuo. Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. only on Look Up TV. Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with Look Up TV. The hashtag is trending is with me, Nancy Lima, here ready to give you stories that are making headlines across the world. And moving on, the 9th of August 2021 is exactly 1 year to the election, and according to the Constitution of Kenya, a general election is to be held on the second Tuesday of August in every 5 years. With political teams topping the guns for the battle, the spotlight is now shifted on the referee, the IEBC. How prepared are we to conduct a free and credible election? Angelica Pingo now reports.
As the countdown to the general elections begin, Parliament is anytime this week set to debate the appointment of the 4 IEBC commissioners: Francis Wanderi, Justus Abonyo, Juliana Cherera and Irene Cherop. At the same time, IEBC has until close of business Monday 9th August to gazette the draft elections campaign financing regulation 2021, which seeks to curb electoral campaign spending by aspirants. The money debate has also had the Treasury chip in as it seeks to have the budget in place early due to the general elections. Currently, the electoral body is conducting the first phase of mass voter registration targeting 7 million Kenyans. The process that began on August 2nd will end on August 16th. The second phase is slated for December 6th to December 20th, 2021. By December 9th, political aspirants are expected to have concluded the fundraising exercises. The timeline also dictates that civil servants seeking to run the office should resign by February 9, 2022. This will be exactly 6 months to the general elections. Party primaries are also slated for April 16 to April 22nd. The commission will then gazette the names by April 16th. By June 20th, the list of all nominated candidates will be ready. The certified register of voters will be gazetted on May 2, 2022, 3 months to the polls. Nomination for presidential candidates will take place between May 30th and 10th June next year. Thereafter, campaigns will run from May 10 to August 6th. Finally, the deployment of polling station personnel and material will take place on August 8th, just a day to the election day, August 9th. However, a new plot to extend President Uhuru Kenyatta's tenure at State House has been mooted and could see the next general elections pushed to August 2023. The details emerged 3 weeks after a section of MPs revealed that they are preparing to petition the High Court to postpone the election, to give the IEBC adequate time to conduct boundary delimitation. The MPs argued their move was meant to avert a constitutional crisis by going into an election with the electoral units that are illegal, referring to the 27 constituencies that did not meet the population approach but were protected in previous polls. In a letter to the IEBC boss Wafula Chebukati and Attorney General Kihara Kariuki, former Jubilee-nominated Senator Paul Njoroge says having the elections on August 9, 2022 will unconstitutionally reduce President Uhuru's 5-year term by 4 months. Citing Article 142 of the Constitution, Njoroge argues that the 5-year presidential term begins on the day he was sworn in. Uhuru was sworn in November 28, 2017, following protracted electioneering that saw his August 2017 victory nullified and a fresh presidential ballot held. The former lawmaker wants the Attorney General to interpret the law with regard to Article 136 and advise voters on when they will elect their 5th president. He is also demanding that the IEBC withdraw the August 9, 2022 notice and advise Kenyans accordingly. Njoroge has warned that failure to the Attorney General and IEBC to report appropriately will automatically trigger a court action to challenge the electoral timelines as announced by the IEBC team. Should the election be postponed, Uhuru will enjoy 1 more year as the head of state of the government and commander-in-chief of the Kenya Defense Forces. This could also give him more time to reorganize his succession. The push to extend the election date is already causing a serious political storm, with various leaders, especially those associated with the DP William Ruto, warning against such a move. Ruto himself has described proponents of the election postponement as speaking the impunity language. Kiminini MP Chris Wamalwa concurred that the country must hold the next general election come 2022. The Ford Kenya lawmaker warned that any attempt to postpone it will not be tolerated. Nairobi Senator Johnston Sakaja said, I quote, Kenya is ripe for election next year and elected leaders must face the electorate to get their approval for another term in office. End of quote. However, statistics from the 2019 National Population Census show many constituencies across the country are way below the newly set population threshold. Angelique Opingo, Look Up TV.
Thank you, Angelica Pingo, for that countdown to the elections, exactly 1 year. And it's about time for us to cross the borders and keep up with what's happening in the international sphere. Kenya and the United States have launched a manhunt for 3 terrorists who were behind the 1998 bomb blast at the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi. The United States has said it is offering a reward of up to $10 million each for information on Saif al-Adil and Abdullah Ahmed Abdullah, and a reward of up to $25 million for information on Ayman al-Zawahiri.
The 3, Saif al-Adil, Abdullah Ahmed, Ayman al-Zawahiri, were indicted in the United States for the role on 7th of August 1998 during the U.S. Embassy bombings in Kenya and Tanzania. With Osama bin Laden and other senior members of Al-Qaeda, al-Zawahiri is believed to have also plotted attacks on the USS Cole in Yemen on 12th of October 2000, which killed 17 US sailors and injured another 39. On the other hand, Al-Adol was a lieutenant colonel in the Egyptian Special Forces until his arrest in 1987 with thousands of other anti-government militants following an assassination attempt on Egypt's interior minister. Here in Kenya, DCI Director George Kinoti has requested Kenyan citizens with any information related to the attacks to confide with the DCI for action. Elsewhere, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, will be among the COMESA election observers following an invitation by the government of Zambia. NCIC, which will be represented by 3 commissioners, namely Commissioner Sam Kona, Dr. Danvers Makori, and Honorable Dorcas Kedogo, will observe Zambia's forthcoming general elections scheduled for 12 August 2021. NCIC has been in partnership with COMESA since 2019 to undertake vulnerability assessments and build resilience in the social fabric of Kenya. The head of the delegation from NCIC, Commissioner Sam Kona, said that the observer mission is an opportunity for the Commission to learn from the vulnerabilities as well as the resilience of preparing and executing an election. The main objective of the mission, according to Kona, is to make an independent and unbiased assessment of the 2021 electoral process in the Republic of Zambia. The mission will be led by 2 COMESA elders, Ambassador Ashraf Gamal of Egypt, with the assistance of Madam Hope Kivengere of Uganda. COMESA has also invited delegates from the Kenyan National Cohesion and Equal Opportunity Committee of the National Assembly. Other delegates invited by COMESA include observers from Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Egypt, Libya, Malawi, Rwanda, Sudan, Somalia, and Zimbabwe. Finally, Tokyo Olympics organizers have today reported 28 new games-related COVID-19 cases, bringing the total since July 1st to 458 cases. Japan concluded the Tokyo 2020 Olympic Games on Sunday, while the Paralympics are slated to start 24th of August. Before the Olympics began, there were worries that the 2020 Games, with thousands of officials, media, and athletes descending on Tokyo in the middle of a pandemic, might spread COVID-19, introduce new variants, and overwhelm the medical system. But as the Games drew near their end, inside the Olympic bubble, which includes the set of venues, hotels, and the media center to which those coming for the Games had been mostly confined, had a different outcome to what was earlier expected. According to Brian McCloskey, the lead advisor on the bubble to Olympic organizers, there were no serious cases of COVID-19 in the Olympic Village, where more than 10,000 athletes stayed during the Games. Roger Muriuki, Look Up TV.
Thank you, Roger. And time now for some sporting action. Kenya featured prominently on Sunday as curtains were drawn on the 32nd Olympic Games, with Tokyo organizers overcoming huge challenges, most significantly rising coronavirus cases and growing opposition to the staging of the world's greatest sporting spectacle. Our very own Sylvian Ocheng with more.
There were pockets of muted anti-Olympic demonstration outside the Tokyo National Stadium, the centerpiece host of the 2-week $15.4 billion, about 1.6 trillion Kenyan shillings extravaganza that ended with the US topping the table with a total of 113 medals, 39 gold, 41 silver, and 33 bronze. It was followed by China with 88 medals, 38 gold, 32 silver, and 18 bronze, while host Japan at third place with 58 medals, 27 gold, 14 silver, and 17 bronze. Kenya was the best African nation with 19 overall with 10 medals, 4 gold, 4 silver, and 2 bronze. Emmanuel Korir, 800 meters. Faith Chepngetich Kipyegon, 1,500 meters alongside marathon runner Peres Chepchirchir and Eliud Kipchoge, mined gold. With Ellen Obiri, 1,000 meters, Ferguson Rotich, 800 meters, Timothy Cheruiyot, 1,500 meters, and Bridget Kosgei securing silver. The bronze medal winners were Kevin Kian and Benjamin Kigen, both in 3,000 meters steeplechase. Traditionally, the medals for the marathon are the last to be awarded at the Olympic Games during the official closing ceremony, and last night, Kenya's national anthem was played twice as Chepchirchir and Kipchoge received their coveted medals. Earlier in the day, Kipchoge had proven why he is the greatest distance runner of all time when he became the third person to retain the Olympic marathon title in the Games' 125 years history after Ethiopians Abe Bikila in 1960 and 1964 and East Germans Waldemar Sierpinski in 1976 and 1980. Kipchoge's winning time was 10 minutes and 6 seconds outside compatriot Sami Wanjiru's Olympic record, 2 hours, 6 minutes, 32 seconds from the 2008 Belgium Games, with Sunday's race organized in Sapporo owning the concern over Tokyo's heat and humidity. Beside athletics, Kenya featured in 7 rugby for men and women, boxing, swimming, volleyball, beach volleyball, and taekwondo. Oching Sylvian, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Thank you for that sporting action, Sylvian Oching. And Banamai says, my take on Matatu is carrying full capacity. It's not something new. They've been doing that despite the directive issued on social distancing. And PSVs, it goes to show how we're taking the spread of this virus for granted. If we're not careful, the price we'll have to pay for this act may be dire. I think we should be rating ourselves for the consequences of the actions we are taking today. Thank you so much, Ben, for that feedback. And Roger Edward says, what a year 2022 will be. We are exactly 1 year to the general elections. Thank you so much for trending with me for the last 30 minutes. I am Nancy Nalima. Do stay with Look Up TV for our subsequent bulletins. At 7 p.m. Tariff Oku with Lamek Aungo, and 9 p.m. Bottom Line KE with Eugene Anangwe. Thank you so much for watching. Do have a lovely evening.
We value your feedback and welcome your